The next topic, there is the force vibration with the rotating and reciprocating unbalance. Okay, here you can see in this picture, there is a brushless DC motor which is having an unbalanced mass. Okay, so this is unbalanced mass. So an electric motor or a turbine or in fact all other rotating machinery have some amount of unbalance left in them even after correcting the balance on precision balancing machine. So the meaning is, if you take any machine element which is rotating, it will have some unbalance in it. Okay. So that unbalanced mass will affect the vibration behavior of the system. Okay. So here you can see this is the unbalanced mass, and the final unbalanced mass is measured in terms of an equivalent mass m naught. Okay, here this mass is measured in terms of m naught. Okay, so here you can see this is the unbalanced mass. Okay, unbalanced mass means it is a mass which is not having the axis as same as this. Okay, so the same as the rotating element. So this unbalanced mass is measured in terms of equivalent mass m naught rotating with its center of gravity with a distance of e, distance of e from the axis of rotation. Okay, the distance of e is the axis of rotation. The meaning is here, this is the mass which is rotating with this as an axis. Okay. But the axis of this is the axis of rotation is here. This is the rotation axis of this unbalanced mass. See, if the mass is rotated in counterclockwise direction, the position of the mass, not the unbalanced mass, will occupy the new positions like. Is it clear? And this leads to unbalanced vibration. Is it clear? You consider a shaft. Consider a shaft. Okay, which is having some mass here. Okay, there is a mass here which is attached to it. Now, if you allow the shaft to rotate, the axis of the shaft is there, whereas this mass, to take the another view, mass m is here. Okay, and this will rotate. It will rotate in this direction, the counterclockwise direction. So this eccentric mass will create some centrifugal force F. And this centrifugal force F will try to create the imbalance. And this imbalance makes the vibration. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear about the unbalanced mass?
Yes, sir.
So this unbalanced mass will create the vibration. And now this unbalanced mass is measured in terms of equivalent mass m naught. That is the mass of the unbalanced thing. Okay. And which is rotating the distance of e from the CG. Okay, from the CG of the unbalanced mass to the axis of rotation. Okay. So this is the CG of the unbalanced mass, and this is the axis of rotation. Okay. So the distance between these two is somewhere e. And this unbalanced mass will create the centrifugal force F, that is equal to m omega square r. Okay, this is what you have studied in dynamics. Okay, or here write it as m omega square. Is it clear? Any doubt? Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, now we need to obtain the mathematical model for this. So now consider this. So now consider the system which represents an elastically supported machine element which is rotating and with a angular velocity omega radians per second. Okay, omega radians per second. Okay, let the unbalanced mass at m naught, okay, which is having an eccentricity E. Okay, and that m be the total mass. That m is the total mass, including unbalanced mass, is m. Okay, and stiffness is k, and the damping coefficient is c. Okay. So now, if you write the if you want to write the equation for this, what do we know for the force vibration? We know that mx double dot plus px dot plus kx equal to f naught sin omega t. This is what we know for the force vibration, right? Right. This is the governing equation for the force vibration system, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And now, if this m naught is the unbalanced mass, okay, if m naught is the unbalanced mass, so this mass will have the centrifugal force which is equal to m naught omega square t, which is acting outward from the center of rotation, as shown here. Okay, so the equation of motion in vertical direction can be written as, this is the vertical direction displacement is x. This is displacement in vertical direction. Okay, vertical direction can be written as this whole mass m is having the vibration, that is, it is having the inertia, that is m minus m naught d square x by dx square plus this unbalanced mass m naught d square by dx square into x plus e sin omega t is equal to minus kx minus t dx by dt. Here, now this mass and the inertia, excluding the mass of the unbalanced mass. Okay, that is m minus m naught double dot. Okay, this is the inertia force excluding the unbalanced mass. Okay, plus unbalanced mass will also have some inertia, that is m naught. Here, see the displacement of the m naught, the unbalanced mass m naught, is not same as the displacement of the mass that is equal to x. It is not equal to x. So I'll rewrite this equation. I'll do this m minus m naught multiplied by that is square x by dt square plus m naught. What is the acceleration of the m naught? The acceleration of mass m is dt square by dt square. But what is the acceleration of m naught? The acceleration of m naught is m naught d square by dt square of x plus e sin omega t. Is it clear? Is it clear about this term? Here x is the displacement of mass m, that is the displacement, and e omega t is the displacement of mass m naught as a function of time. That is, we assume that the whole system is moving with in a harmonic motion. Therefore, e sin omega t is the harmonic motion of m naught. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is equal to minus k minus c d by dt or cx dot. Now we rearrange the terms, that is m d square x by dt square minus m naught d square x by dt square plus m naught d square x by dt square m naught e sin omega t, sorry, m naught d square by dt square of e sin omega t, that is equal to minus s minus c s by dt. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this two will get cancelled. So the remaining terms are m d square x by d square plus m naught. What is the definition of e sin omega t?
E minus E omega
Idea-
square sin omega.
Sin omega t is minus e
Omega
omega
square.
minus. Okay, you're telling me e dt square. Okay, minus e omega square sin omega. So here, in place of this, you can write
Minus E
e omega square
sin
sin
omega.
omega t. That is equal to minus kx minus c dx by dt. If I take these two terms to LHS and this to RHS, so what happens? It is m d square x by dt square c dx by dt plus ks, that is equal to, it is minus into plus is minus. So if I take this to right hand side, it will become positive. So it is m naught omega square e sin omega t. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
So now we can rewrite this equation. So here we can write this m d square x by dt square as x double dot mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx is equal to m naught omega square e sin omega t. Okay, so this is the equation for equation of motion with rotating unbalance. Okay, and equation of motion for the fourth vibration mx double dot plus ef dot plus ks is equal to f naught sin omega t. So here f naught is equal to m naught omega square e. That is the difference. Okay. Naught is replaced by m omega square e for the rotating unbalanced vibration. Any doubt? Any doubt?
No doubt, sir.
Okay, now we need to obtain the expression for x and phi for this. Okay, that is displacement and the phase lag. Okay, so since you know that for force vibration, x is equal to f naught by root of, what is that? Can anyone recall the equation? F naught by root of k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega whole square. Okay, so replace f naught by m naught omega square e. That is omega square e that divided by root of k minus m omega square whole square plus you can now divide both numerator and denominator by k. So if I divide both numerator and denominator by k, and if you remember, we can replace m omega square by k by omega square, and we can replace c omega by k by 2 zeta
2 zeta eta.
omega by omega n. 2 zeta omega by omega n. Okay, so if I replace that, I'll get m naught e omega square by k that divided by root of 1 minus m omega square by k whole square plus c omega by k whole square. So this I can rewrite it as m e omega square by k that divided by root of 1 minus omega n whole square plus 2 zeta omega by omega n whole square. Okay, now here I have one more term I need to replace it. See this in the numerator that is not e omega square by k. Okay, can I multiply and divide by n? If I do like this, you can have f k that multiplied by m naught e by n. I can take this k by m and m naught e omega square by m. Okay. So what is m by k?
1 by
m by
omega
k?
n whole square.
So 1 by
Omega n
omega
whole
n square that multiplied by m naught e omega square by m. For this I can rewrite as m naught e by m naught e by m that multiplied by omega by omega n whole square. So I can replace the numerator by this. So x is equal to naught e by m into omega by omega n whole square that is divided by root of 1 minus omega by omega n whole square plus 2 zeta omega by omega n whole square. Or I can send this naught e by m to LHS, that is x by m naught e by m that is equal to omega by omega n whole square that divided by root of 1 minus omega by omega n whole square plus 2 zeta omega by omega n whole square. So this is the expression for the displacement of the um, rotating unbalanced mass system. A system with rotating unbalanced mass. And what is the expression for phi in case of force vibration? Force vibration is tan inverse of 2 zeta omega by omega n divided by 1 minus omega by omega n whole square. That is, there is no force F naught or M naught or E term here. So, sorry, that means there is no F naught term here. So, there is no need of M naught E and omega square. Okay, therefore, this equation is same for unbalanced rotating system. Any doubt?
No, sir.
For unbalanced reciprocating, next, unbalanced reciprocating mass. So if there is a system with reciprocating unbalance, in the earlier case, what we can say is, we can assume like this. Say this is a shaft, or a disc. Okay, this is a disc. It is a disc. It is mounted on a shaft. Okay. So here you can assume this disc is perfectly balanced now. So now what I'll do, I'll drill a hole here. I'll drill a hole, through hole, and I'll insert a nut and bolt. So this is a disc, and there is a nut and bolt here. Now the axis of rotation. So now if the shaft is allowed to rotate, this unbalance, this mass, that is the mass of the nut and bolt, will create the vibration in this direction. Is it clear? So instead of rotating in this direction, the axis will bend along the direction of unbalanced mass. Okay, in the same way, see here, in this case, this unbalanced mass will keep on changing direction in a circular fashion. Okay, what if this unbalanced mass is allowed to move only in one direction? Then it becomes a reciprocating mass. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So now consider a reciprocating engine. Okay, this is just for the understanding. So consider a reciprocating engine with mass m naught, okay, and e as the crank length, which is rotating with an angular velocity of r radians per second, and this L as the length of the connecting rod, and it is all the system is enclosed with, and the mass of the whole system is m, and it is supported by a spring and a damper. Okay. Now here this m naught is allowed to reciprocate only. It cannot rotate as in the case of rotating unbalance. Here this m naught is allowed to reciprocate. But here also the equivalent mass of the reciprocating part is m naught. Okay. And the total mass of the engine, including the reciprocating mass, is m, and the crank length is e, and the length of the connecting rod is l. Okay. So the inertia, see here, inertia force is created by the mass. Okay. The first inertia force is mx dot, that is inertia force created due to the whole mass. And what is the inertia force? Inertia force due to m naught that inertia force due to m naught can be calculated or derived, which is equal to m naught e omega square sin omega t plus e by l sin 2 times omega t. Okay, this can be derived. But here, when the e is very much small when you compare to l, this second harmonic can be neglected, or it will be equal to 0. So the inertia force can be written as m naught e omega square sin omega t. Okay, which is same as that of the rotating, is same as the equation of motion with rotating unbalance. So if the value of E is very much less when you compare with the length of the crank, then the second harmonic can be neglected, and the inertia force will be equal to m naught e omega square sin omega t, which is same as that of the rotating unbalanced mass. So the same equation for displacement and phase angle can be used for reciprocating unbalance also. So the equation for displacement and phase lag of rotating unbalance can be used for unbalanced reciprocating mass. Any doubt? Any doubt?
Sir, in
Okay, let's
previous
solve
setup,
a problem. Yes.
sir, crank was, did crank had nut and bolt or piston, sir? You told it will be drilled and add nut and bolt to create
This
a
one here.
crank, no, sir?
See here. No, you're talking about the rotating unbalance or reciprocating unbalance?
Reciprocating, sir. Sir, crank will be having the unbalanced force, no, so it will cause deflection in the axis.
See here, the crank is rotating with the angular velocity omega radians per second. Because the crank is rotating, see here, reciprocating unbalanced mass means, see here there is this is the unbalanced mass. This is the unbalanced mass, and this is we have just assumed an equivalent system for the reciprocating unbalance. Okay, in actual case, it may not be like this. In actual case, it may not be like this. Okay, but this reciprocating engine we assume as a mass which is reciprocating. See, you can remove this. Now also the system is same. It doesn't make any difference. Follow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now also it is same. There is no difference in the system. So this mass is reciprocating, and to quantify this mass in mass, the force which is created because of the mass, reciprocating mass, we have considered E and L. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You will understand this while we solve the problem in reciprocating unbalanced. It is the mass which is reciprocating, okay, and which is not balanced. Okay. You just assume that these two, the mass of these two are negligible. So we have assumed this just to an equivalent system. Okay, this is not the actual system. A reciprocating engine is assumed as the mass which is reciprocating. Okay, this is will solve the problem. So now I will solve the problem.